Welcome to 1000 at a time, the series where I can only kill monsters in combat level order 1,000 times each. I am only allowed to process the loot I get, which means buying from shops and picking up items is strictly prohibited. As an extra rule for Season 2, we can now resource skill, but all raw materials acquired must be dropped. We're at the mercy of trying to use our limited supplies in the most efficient way possible. Make sure to get yourself caught up in the series because, as always, Millikins is in for a wild ride. Our next goal is going for 40 woodcutting to complete the Fremennik trial quest. We need that to cut the branch to craft the lyre. I could actually technically bypass this step very easily. You just kill an NPC, get the lyre as a drop, and you can completely skip any of the skilling. But we need 50 woodcutting for Olaf's quest, so I figured, you know, let's just break the grind in two, get 40, do the Fremennik trials, then get 50 woodcutting, and then we actually have to do some firemaking, which is gonna be a mess, but I have a plan for that. It's a very messy plan, but I think it's gonna work. Can't keep any of the logs that we get. We have to get rid of them. We're only allowed to process the drops that we get from monsters. There's 40 woodcutting, but I totally forgot that I actually have some farming to do. I need a potato as well as an onion for this quest. I have all the equipment to start farming. I was always just too lazy to do so, but there are the potato and the onion seeds right there. So little farming, but the good news is we could keep wood cutting while we're doing that because, like I said, we need 50 anyway. Today's video is sponsored by Rargh, and with it being the month of the Olympics, there is no better time than now to go for gold with Rargh's essential open earbuds. They are perfect for anyone who is on the go and likes to maintain awareness of their surroundings. Because of their design and how they sit on your ear, they don't block out noises around you while still delivering crisp audio. They're very light and actually hook around the ear. There's really no way for them to fall out, even though they're just sitting on top of your ear canal. I use my essential open earbuds pretty much anytime I go for a walk or go shopping. I do live in a big city and there are a lot of people and a lot of cars. There's just a ton of commotion going on and I want to make sure I know what's happening around me. I don't want to just be closed off from the world. They also do have multi-point connectivity, so they can connect to multiple devices without any hassle and have 8 hours of playtime with 36 hours of battery life with the charging case. The essential open earbuds are here to help you go for gold. Head to buyraycon.com/rarghopen to get 15% off of your order. Now, if you'll excuse me, I am gonna go for a walk with my Raycons. Never in a million years did I actually think I'd catch myself farming. Thankfully, I have everything we need to do it. Season 1 was an absolute roller coaster. We managed to get everything we need for it, and it definitely paved the way for Season 2, I'll tell you that. Dude, so many of my potatoes died, but it's all right. We got them in Mori. We just need those onions, and they are planted, and they'll be ready any second. It's Fremennik trial time, baby. I can hardly believe it. The Fremennik Trials quest gives a lot of benefits towards the account, but the main reason we want it done right now is for access to the Olaf's quest. We then get access to Brine rats, which will supply a ton of food for the account, because as you know, we can't just simply fish for our food, and our supply has been slowly dwindling. We still do need 40 firemaking and 47 slayer, and those aren't exactly the easiest skills to train, but as always, I do have a trick up my sleeve. This one part of the quest was holding me back for so long, that one shark. And this should just about wrap up the quest. There it is, a little amount of XP and a lot of skills there. Any levels? 26 fishing, 24 thieving, 34 agility, and nope, we're still going. 40 fletching. Okay, I was gonna say that's gotta be it. Over 1,000 total level as well. Now on to that 50 woodcutting. There's the 50 woodcutting. Now on to the fire making plan. We're only level 1, so this is gonna be a little bit of a challenge. Some of you may remember way back in episode 6 where I used serum 207s to use on the inflicted in Morton to obtain swamp paste. We are going to have to rely on that same method to acquire logs in bulk in order to get 40 fire making to complete the Olaf's quest. Thankfully, we have tons of Towermans and ashes in the bank, so we have all the resources to get to 40 fire making. I'm just incredibly worried about how long it's going to take to get there. Step 1 is going to be to make as many serum 207s as possible. It looks like we're going to be able to make 228 of them off the bat. Thankfully, we have a lot of ashes as well. They are the secondary ingredient for them, and I believe I got them from flesh crawlers, so very grateful for picking those up. So in order to speed through this, I'm taking out 4 at a time, and then you can manually click each one and go through an inventory insanely fast. I guess I'm only making 12 instead of the 14, but it's got to be much quicker. And it looks like we're going to get 177 Fordos potions. I'm bad at math. 177 times 4. That's 708 afflicted that we can cure with just these potions here. Now, we have done this before to get Swamp Tar on this account, but I've never done it in bulk. So I am a little nervous about inventory management here because I can't bank at Berg de Rot. And I'm going to have to take this boat to here, walk through here, bank in Canifis, and then walk all the way back. So I brought a tinderbox so I can burn the logs here as I get them. But effectively, the method is really simple. You just use a dose on the afflicted. Oh, and there we go. We get given logs. And these villagers are everywhere, and eventually they do turn back, so we don't have to hop or anything. There's vials of water there, but effectively this is just the method. It's just the banking I'm really, really worried about. Look how quick the inventory fills up. But let's just light our first logs here. I'm even tempted to pick up all the ashes I get, but dude, that would take so long. We do have a lot of ashes in the bank. And although this method isn't net positive for Towermans, you get like 75% of them back. So if I'm ever in a dire need of ashes, I could always do this method again. All right, I'm gonna break. I'm gonna drop the vials that don't have anything in it because I'm gonna be net positive anyway with the vials of water that I get, and it's gonna take way too long if I have to bank every like 7 afflicted that I clear out. So I'm gonna suck it up. I'm gonna do it, but we're still gonna be net positive in the vials, so no worries there. We got our first batch of Towermans. I was waiting for this. They're not that rare, but we're gonna throw these right into the vials, and I may even pick up some of the ashes I get just to make more serums to extend the trips. I know this is picking up a tradable item, but I'd argue this isn't a spawn. It is only spawning after I use a resource, which is a log that I get, so I don't see anything wrong with this personally. That's not just a natural spawn on the map. And boom, we get even more serums. Maybe I shouldn't have made all those serums in the bank then, but I guess it is what it is. I can't go back now. Let's just see how this goes, and let's just keep doing the method. It turns out I can't take the boat back the other way, so this grind just got a bit longer because I have to zigzag all the way through here and then go through the entire swamp. But this is what the end of one trip is sort of gonna look like. I'm not gonna lie, I emptied a serum by mistake as well, so I guess it could have been a little more. We do have some Towerman potions unfinished, so I'll make sure to stack some extra ashes in my inventory because they do disappear quite quick. But our first inventory, we get 1.3k-ish XP, and like I said, it could have been a bit better. Inventory number 2, we got a little over double the XP. We could have kept going as well, but the olive oil really fills up the inventory. There's no way for me to get limestone bricks to repair the temple to then make this into sacred oil. You guys know how I am. I don't like to drop anything. We'll probably find some weird niche use for this somewhere down the line. I don't know if I'll continue to keep them, but I do want a lot in the bank just in case for emergency if something opens up later on the account where I find out I can use it. Because there's so many times where I thought about not picking something up, and it came in handy, the ashes being one of them. We have so much olive oil in less than 10k XP. It's about 1/4 the XP I need. I'm actually gonna stop collecting them now because they actually slow my XP down quite a bit because I keep having to bank. With doing this, I could bring more serums with me per trip, and if I ever need olive oil for whatever reason down the line, you guys see how easy this method is. It's time consuming as heck, but it is very easy. And as long as I have Taramins to start off with, I can get olive oil essentially anytime I want. Damn, I'm out here training herblore as well. That is 48 herblore on the account now. 9 hours I've been here. 9 hours, and we are still going. That is 49 herblore, though. We may have been here a long time, but we are also probably around 50-ish minutes away from getting that 40, though. I am getting around 3,500 firemaking experience per hour. So we carry on. And there it is, the 40 firemaking. Oh my gosh, it seems like an eternity, but we can now do the Olaf's quest. We have all the requirements. We have all the items needed. We can finally have access to those brine rats. So after this grind is all said and done, we used up all of our serums. We had to make a lot more, of course, than the original we started out with. But we have 107 Taramin left over. We got a lot of extra ashes, and we even had 81 grimy Taramin that I just forgot to clean at the start of this grind. But overall, I'd say this grind was a heck of a success. Just took way too long. I believe we can actually stop the quest right here and now because we have access to the Brine Rat Cave, and that's all we need to kill Brine Rats. But we get 12k XP in defense upon completing, so we are just going to finish it off. I believe that's going to be quest complete. All we do is open up the chest, and boom, 12k defense XP. I wish I could say I didn't have any hiccups during this quest, but from the last recording, it's been about 30 minutes trying to cross that fucking bridge. It's awful. All this work, and we are still not quite ready to kill Brine Rats because we fall 2 levels short of the Slayer requirement. So I made a list of all quests and diaries I can do that give XP lamps that can help boost me to 47, although annoyingly, we are still going to fall a bit short. I'm still quite restricted on which quests and diaries I can and can't do. For the Making History quest, I do need a Sapphire Amulet. I have all the supplies, but this is my last ball of wool. I was a little nervous to do this, but there are monsters coming up soon that drop a ton of them, so let's just hope this isn't going to be a problem going forward. And there is the quest complete. 1k prayer, 1k crafting, 750 coins. It's funny, I pretty much had all of Shield of Arav done because when I had to kill level 16 monsters, I killed the thieves in the Phoenix hideout, and I'm finally getting it done. I just need a partner, so Polar, thank you. Just some random guy I met. There we go. One more to do. All right, we should be getting 2 1000 XP lamps for this. That's one of them, and the next one, please. There it is. Let's use these first so we can get an extra level, and then we'll start using those. There's 46. 7k away. That's so brutal. But then we put these into Slayer, and let's see how far off we are now. 5.2k rounding up still. Ugh. Next up, we have the Lumbridge and Draenor easy tasks. I believe this is the only one we can actually complete. So these follow the same exact rule for quests, so I can kill monsters. I can't save any of the resources I get, that sort of thing. So complete a lap, easy. Slay a cave bug, easy. Craft some water runes, easy. Learn your rage, easy. Pickpocket a man, easy. Chop and burn some oak logs. This one's actually a bit weird because I can chop, but I can't keep the oak logs. But I do have oak logs in my bank, so that one we can do. Kill a zombie is allowed. We can catch some anchovies. Bake some bread. Now, we need to do Cook's Assistant for this. We need to pick up items for that, but we have a little workaround that we can do. So that one's still going to be fair game. And then mine some iron ore. All we got to do is get the 15 mining. That one should be very, very easy. And we're going to get a 2.5k XP lamp from it. So under normal circumstances, the way you'd get an egg during the Cook's Assistant quest is by picking it up off the ground. I obviously can't do that, but in the oak larder, in our POH, there is literally an unlimited amount of eggs inside of the oak larder. There is also flour and milk here, which does benefit us for the quest as well. We can already get those items fairly easily. The egg was the real problem, but construction strikes again, helping us out. I love when a quest is as easy as talking to the guy once and it's quest complete because you already have all the items. Now, let's make some dough. We want some bread dough specifically. And we cook it up, and that should be, yep, boom. Let's go get our XP lamp. The antique lamp, let's rub it, put it right into Slayer. Should be 2.5k XP up, and that gets us over the halfway mark to 47. Now is the grueling part. I don't know if there's any other ways like a cheese lamping. So we might have to do just some skilling to get some XP on the side while we wait for XP lamps to come in. Oh, I was scared this would happen, and it has. And there it is. the 6th lamp. We just got the last random event that we need. As you guys know, I've been spending my time mining. Well, I shouldn't really say that. Most of the time it's been AFKing while I've been live or editing a video. Some of that was mining. I did get 53, but like I said, a lot of it was just me standing around. Guys, this took a while, and it was really annoying because I want to be killing those monsters. You know, that's what really excites me on this account. But finally getting all the lamps needed feels so heckin' good. 47 Slayer, and we can now kill Brine rats. So let's go and do it, boys. And the first kill is gonna be officially underway. For the first inventory, we're only bringing 5 spiders on shafts because I'm not really quite sure how to approach this just yet. These guys drop a ton of food. Most of it is noted, but there is some of it unnoted, and they do have that raw rat meat. That's a 100% chance of a drop. I know it's some pretty bad food, but on this account, we pick up literally everything. And of course, I want to get the cooking XP out of this so we can cook on Olaf's fire outside of this cave, and then come back right in and use this food to keep killing some brine rats. So right by the entrance where we came in, we can push this boulder out of the way, exit the cave, and it should put us out right by the fire, and we can cook on this, right? Oh my gosh, perfect. Yeah. We're not gonna need any food. We're not gonna need any food for this. We're gonna get everything we need. We're starting this grind with level 54 cooking, and I am really excited to see what level we will be by the end of the 1,000 kills and after we cook all the raw food we get, because I'm not kidding when I say it drops an abundance of them. Ooh, the raw swordfish is unnoted. That's actually pretty darn annoying. I mean, I'm gonna have to drop the cooked meat I have and then bank the raw swordfish. I could cook it right here, but I'll never go through that much HP for one inventory. I'd rather bank it, cook it later when my cooking level's higher, and use that swordfish at a much stronger monster that's actually hitting me quite well. And like many other monsters, we will be collecting medium clue scrolls as we do the grind. They are 1 in 128, so expect around 8 for the 1,000 that we kill. Well, that happened kind of quick. That's 110 kills in, and we get the 1 in 512 Brine Saber. Unfortunately, we don't really have a use for this weapon, but it does look nice. It increases the bank value, and it's always fun to get rare Slayer drops. And there's the second Brine Saber at kill number 543. My luck at the Brine Rats has always been a little cracked, and it's funny to see on this account, it's the same exact way. And coming up, we have kill number 1,000 of the Brine Rats. I'm going to show the loot on screen for you guys. We have 5 medium clue scrolls we can do, which in all honesty is pretty unlucky. We should have gotten around 8 if we were going to go on drop rate. And we also have some raw food that we got that's sitting in the bank right now that we'll do after these clue scrolls. But let's bash them out real quick and wrap up the Brine Rat saga. I did end up using about half the meat to heal myself while I was there, but I made sure not to waste any of it. If my inventory got full, I just banked them. It was really annoying to bank, but I'm a little cynical, and if there's ever a day I'm completely out of food to eat, I can actually use this cooked meat alongside a potato to make stews, and they heal 11. Potatoes are really easy to get with farming, so I have stews on the horizon as a worst case scenario. So out of the 5 clues, we managed to get 3 caskets with 1 carryover one for the next time we get medium clue scrolls. So all in all, really not too bad with the RNG. Let's see if the RNG continues with some ranger boots. A wolf cloak, okay, interesting. A cat mask, it seems. And lastly, wow, that is one pricey clue. It's all in the Narda teleports. They're kind of useless on this account, but they are worth a pretty penny. And here's loot on screen from all the brine rats we've killed. Of course, all the normal raw rat meat it drops has been cooked when I was there, but we have the 180 raw rat meat that we still have to cook that we got noted. The lobsters, the pike, and the swordfish. The sharks I can't cook. Also, the nearly 1,000 death runes that we got from these 1K kills is incredible, because the next monster we're gonna kill, we actually are going to be relying a lot on magic because they have a air weakness. So that is amazing to see. All right, this looks to be the last inventory. We're not gonna bother cooking the swordfish because I'm burning about 20% of these lobsters here, and I know the swordfish will be even worse. For some reason, the lobsters and the swordfish don't get the boost from the lumberage range. That's why I'm not there, because it doesn't matter. And of course, this is just going to be a lot quicker. But we started this grind at 54. before we started killing the brine rats, and we are about halfway to 60 from level 59. So overall, huge success of a monster, and let's move on. Next up, we are heading back in the wilderness for the level 71 Aviansies. Unfortunately, I can't go to the God of War's dungeon just yet because I'm still blocked out of the Death Plateau quest. We are still missing a few items, and of course, I can't just go and buy items. I'm a little worried about bringing the Armament Miter with us, but we do actually have an extra one in the bank. It gives some much-needed prayer bonus, and I would need 2 Runite Limb drops in my inventory for me to be risking this one, and if I get one, I'll just force myself to bank. But as bad as it is being in the wilderness, it does mean that we can use our blighted supplies, and we have like 47 of these in the bank. So I'm going to try to not use any of the blighted food I have and see how many kills I could get in one trip with 500 runes and 1 blighted restore. They won't be able to do any damage with me, and even though I'm using a very low level spell, they have a 45% win weakness, so I think I'll still hit all right. Now, the question is where... Okay, is there just one of them? I think there is only one. That is what the wiki says. But they actually have less HP than the level 69s. So let's just start attacking and let's see what happens, and we'll see together. Starting off strong with a 10. Let's just confirm that 60 HP. Level 71, 63 HP. And the level 69 has 70. That is really, really strange. I guess he's got a much higher range level. Definitely won't be the quickest grind, but definitely won't be the slowest. I'm just glad I can finally start using up my mine runes. Adamant bar on the first drop there. I can't use them, but they will be really fun to stack. And we only use 7 prayer points. Guys, I think we're going to be chilling. And on kill number 4, we get a scroll box. I'm going to assume the drop rate is 1 in 128. If it's different, I'll let you know. I will check after this recording right here. But, oh man, I'm really excited to be doing hard clue scrolls again as well. Try to round out our black D-hide. We still are missing those chaps. So it'd be really lovely to get. Aviansies might be the one to sort us out here. Also, we're only 52 magic. I would love to get to 60, and I think this grind, if it doesn't get us 60, it will get us insanely close. So I'm really grateful for that. Man, we guzzled down that superstore in that first trip there. We ended up with only 25 kills and what is that, 321 casts, I believe. Definitely a slow process. I don't know if it's worth bringing the super restore because we're gonna have to bank really, really often anyway. So maybe I just bring a Ring of Dueling, teleport here, get like 10 kills a trip. And even though that's gonna slow it down by quite a bit, it does mean I'm gonna save most of my loot because if I die, I'm not gonna have anything more than 10 kills of loot. So let's try that for a bit and hope it doesn't take too long, but very smooth overall, just a bit sad about how much prayer we went through. I shit you not, guys. We are probably getting about 50 kills an hour doing this method. We just pretty much went through all of our mine runes. I don't want to deplete them all, but we can make a lot more at these mine cores, and we even have a lot of essence in the bank as well. But we're gonna move on to chaos because I want to speed this up a little bit, and I've had these chaoses for a while and I might as well use them. And I also updated the method I'm using to kill them a little bit. Instead of going to the bank every single time I run up to the altar and head back, I risk the loot. I haven't died yet, but it is a lot quicker than going all the way down to the Ferox Enclave every single time. And we are 435 kills in. It's taking forever, but let's hope this really speeds it up. Oh my gosh, it took 466 kills to realize I can actually safe spot the Aviansies, and I figured it out accidentally. I attacked the wrong one before, and I ran further, and I saw him aggroed on me, but not attacking. So I was like, okay, what if I just attack it and run back and mark a tile where he can't hit me, but I can hit him? And it worked! It freaking worked! This is gonna speed up kills so much because it means there is so much less banking, and we're on the higher level chaos spells. Like, look how easy it is just to lure in position. It's just too easy. A little bit of prayer to tank that first hit, and we are good to go. I love learning little niche metas like this. It makes me so happy. That is 60 magic, which means we can do the mage arena now and get our hands on a god cape. I don't think I'm gonna run off and do it now because these guys only have a magic level of 1. I'm basically hitting every time, but it is something I will go and do probably when I'm done with this grind. And we have 1,000 kills completed. So let's bury the bones of the last one there. We managed to get 5 clue scrolls on the ground, and we actually had our first death around 930 kills in, so I'm really annoyed we were so close to the finish line. But we did die once. We only lost about 20 kills worth of stuff and roughly 20 addy bars or something like that. We absolutely cleaned house, by the way, on our runes. 395 mines left and 830 chaos runes. So I'm not really feeling too great about that, but that's why we save them to use them during situations like this. We even used quite a little bit of death runes, about 1,000 or so. And oh my gosh, the speed of using blast spells compared to strike and bolt spells is astronomical. This really sped up the grind once I started to go on the death runes, but the whole grind in all took about 20 hours to get done. And we're finishing off with 62 magic, basically 63. So as it turns out, the blue D'hide Van Braces have another use than just being my best in slot range weapon. We can use it for a hard clue step, and I am absolutely buzzing about that because this just got a lot more useful than I thought it was. And it looks like the next clue step, we need a diamond ring, but I have everything needed to make it, and we have the crafting, so these clues are going quite well. So unfortunately for the hard clue scrolls, we didn't have the best of luck on getting them, and we didn't have the best of luck on the steps that we got. There is 4 in total that we can't do, 4 steps that stopped us, and once I can't do the step on a specific clue scroll, I do have to drop it. The annoying thing about the clue scroll that you see in the top left-hand corner there, I am so close to being able to do this step because we now have access to the Fremennik Isles, but I need a raw tuna in order to get the Jester outfit, and you need the Jester outfit to speak to Mountainous. So I'm going to save onto this one, and hopefully we can do that soon. There is a few monsters that drop raw tuna coming up, so fingers crossed. That clue scroll is an easy one in the future. We only got 1 clue scroll out of the 5 we got. Really shitty. But let's open it up and see if we get those black D'hide chaps. No, but wow, 2 Bandos pages. That's actually kind of crazy that we are just 1 Bandos page 3 away from filling up our Bandos book. It's not really gonna be that useful because we already have a Rune Defender, but if I really need that prayer bonus, that does give 2 strength, and it would be cool just filling up a book. But that is the Aviansies concluded. Let's go to the next monster. Now that we are above 60 magic, it does mean we can do the Mage Arena 1 mini quest, and because it's considered a quest, we can of course kill NPCs. These guys, funnily enough, don't even have a combat level. I mean, I'm sure they do if you look up their stats, but it doesn't show it for some reason. And just like that, we get our new best in slot magic cape with plus 10 magic for only a few minutes of work. And we can now also get the staff from the corresponding cape that we picked. Now, Flames of Zamorak and all the other god spells, they're kind of useless until you get to at least 80 magic, and they do use 2 blood runes every cast, so I can't really see myself using these. It would just be a rune guzzler. It's just a cool milestone to have on the account. The cape is really what we were after. All right, guys, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm not particularly stoked to be killing these feral vampires because just like this leech on me right now, everything in this godforsaken swamp is going to be aggressive towards me, and it's single combat. So now all we do is walk around and try to find a small little spider that's gonna stare at us, and when he makes eye contact, he's gonna spawn a feral vampire. Yeah, you guys heard me correctly. Those feral vampires that spawn randomly when you're in the haunted woods only spawn because this little shit makes eye contact with you, stares directly into your soul, and boom, a vampire shows up. And something else I've learned also with the feral vampires is that apparently wearing a holy symbol has a chance to reduce the feral vampire's attack, strength, defense, and magic by 25%. I unfortunately used my last ball of wool on getting making history done, or else I would have worn it over my power ammy for shits and giggles, although it probably wouldn't really have been worth it. Oh, there's one right here. There's literally one right here. Okay, let's walk next to it. Let's walk next to it. No way. No way. That's how they've spawned this entire time? You know how many times I'm running to the fairy ring over there and I just get ambushed by vampires falling from the sky, and that's how they spawn? I'm still learning new things about this game. I swear every single day. I mean, how many of you honestly knew that was how they were being spawned in? That's just so crazy to me. Looks like they also have a medium clue scroll drop table, so that is gonna be good as well. Oh, we gotta make sure we go to the bank real quick. We will take care of that, but this leech is trying to get me, so we can easily use the trees and stuff to get where the spider's looking at us on an angle. Feral vampire can spawn with no problem, and the leech, he's stuck. Even if I walk over here, this little spider is a great safe spotter. So we got good news and bad news. The good news is it looks like I don't really need food to kill these guys. The bad news is it looks like I will have to break my save spot quite often to bank. Now, unfortunately, vampire dust on this account doesn't have any use. It is used during the hallowed sepulcher, but this account unfortunately doesn't have the requirements to be able to ever get there. But I would absolutely hate myself if for some reason vampire dust did have a use. Maybe there's a weird update that comes out and I'm stuck there without any because I was too stubborn not to pick it up. So as always, we pick up everything. There's that long-awaited 96 strength with 101 combat as well. But that's actually not even the main purpose of this clip that I want to focus on. Look at this double spider stack we're rocking over here. So now the feral vampire spawn twice as quick, which is going to speed up this grind, obviously, twice as fast. And this is the last kill. It took about 12 hours to get through all of these, and it looks like we have 7 clue scrolls on the ground, so we got 6 total, plus the one that we brought from our bank. I did end up going back to the single spider method because, honestly, setting up the 2 was oftentimes more trouble than it was worth because they don't spawn anywhere near each other, and as you're trying to get them together, everything else is attacking you, the level 61 vampires and the leeches, and it just seemed way more trouble than it was worth. And there on screen for you guys is the loot for the 1,000 feral vampires. Aside from the medium clue scrolls, there really isn't too much of value for the account. We did, however, get 5 Renar seeds, though, and it is cool seeing the bank value shoot up from the 1,000 ashes that we also got. Let's go do those clue scrolls. Ended up keeping 1 clue scroll in the bank still for next time, and we have 3 caskets to open. Let's do it, boys. Let's see what we get. A lot of Addy in that one. Also in that one. And, oh man, just got many sets of full Addy and a lot of purple sweets. And that is going to wrap up today's video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to hit that subscribe button as we have a lot planned for the next episode. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.